on modern research in science, social science, and languages. Coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is the success. The most awaited occasion is finally here. I am much to offer a hearty welcome to all the people gathered here virtually to the International Multidisciplinary E-Conference on Modern Research in Science, Social Science and Languages organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Bharat Mahavidyalaya Jeur. It's indeed a proud moment to all of us. Stars shine at night, but some stars shine at bright daylight. It's our pleasure to welcome to all such stars, that is Honorable Narayanava Patil, President of Bharat Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Jeur, Honorable Chief Guest Dr. V.B. Patil Sir, in charge Pro Vice Chancellor, Punyashlok Ahilyadevi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur, and distinguished keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Praveen Saptarshi Sir, visiting professor, Salisbury University, USA, and eminent resource person, Dr. Alok Paul from Bangladesh, and Professor Dr. Sambhaji Shinde Sir from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. And today's chairman, President, Dr. L.B. Patil Sir, Principal L.B. Patil Sir, Yashwantrao Chauhan Mahavidyalaya, Karmala, and our respected Principal, Dr. Anand Chingade Sir. It's our pleasure to organize this multidisciplinary international conference on the occasion of the Amrit Jubilee Year of Independence. Now, I request to IQC Coordinator, Mr. Ramesh Patil Sir, for introductory speech of the conference. Mr. Patil Sir, over to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, one and all. Myself, Ramesh Patil, IQC Coordinator of Bharat Mahavidyalaya Jeur. First, I feel proud to extend all of you a very warm welcome. Today, we have organized a one-day multidisciplinary international e-conference on modern research in science, social science, and languages. Friends, the purpose of this conference is to share our knowledge to each other. Actually, the term research indicates a systematic investigation into and study of material in order to establish facts and arrive at new conclusions. Research calls for a creative and systematic engagement in order to increase knowledge which can be later used to devise new applications. Research also helps to establish and confirm facts, solve existing problems, apply existing theories to practical work, and even develop new theories. Hence, the primary purpose of research are discovery, investigation, interpretation, and documentation. And on the same purpose, we have organized today's international e-conference. After my brief words, we have with us our principal, Dr. A.B. Chingade, for welcome speech. Then we have inaugural function, Professor Dr. V.B. Patil, IC Pro Vice Chancellor of Punyashlok Ahilyadevi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur, who is the inaugurator. Then there is a keynote address of Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, visiting professor of Salisbury University, USA, and then presidential speech of Dr. L.B. Patil, Principal Yashwantara Chavan Mahavidyalaya Karmala. Friends, we have two plenary sessions. The first resource person of the first session is Dr. Alak Paul, Department of Geography and Environmental Studies, University of Chittagong, Bangladesh. And this session will be chaired Dr. N.B. Kokate, IC Coordinator of Vitellrao Shinde Arts College, Temburni. The second resource person of the second session is Professor Dr. Sambhaji Shinde, Chairman, Board of Studies in Geography and Geology, Department of Geography from Shivaji University, Kolhapur. And this session will be chaired Dr. Phule DR, Principal, Mandesh Mahavidyalaya, Junoni. After the technical session, that is vote of thanks, we will end up our conference. So, after a brief introductory speech, I just stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dalvi sir.
Thank you, Pan sir. You have made a brief introduction. A word of hearty welcome in the sweetest of all things in life. A smile that radiates love to all the people and makes everyone happy. May I request our principal, Dr. Anand Chingade sir, to lay the welcome address.
Hello.
Principal,
Good morning, all of you. Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
We have organized a one-day multidisciplinary international conference on behalf of Bharat Shikshan Prasar Mandal, Jeur, Sanchalit Bharat Mahavidyalaya, Jeur, affiliated to Punyashlok Ahilya Devi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur. I heartily welcome to Professor Dr. P.B. Patil, in charge Pro Vice Chancellor, Punyashlok Ahilya Devi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur, who is inaugurator of the function. I personally welcome to Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, visiting professor, Salisbury University, USA. I welcome to Principal Dr. L.B. Patil, Yashwantrao Chavan Mahavidyalaya Karmala, who is chairperson of the function. Then first resource person, Dr. Alak Paul, Professor, Department of Geography and Environmental Studies, University of Bangladesh. And second resource person, Dr. Sambhaji Shinde, Professor and Chairman, Board of Studies in Geography and Geology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, Maharashtra in India. Then I welcome President of Bharat Shikshan Prasar Mandal, Jeur, and former MLA Sri Narayan Abba Patil. I heartily congratulate and best wishes to convener, coordinator, and all the dignitary this national and international advisory committee. Then I welcome to all the principal, faculty member, and all the participation and best wishes to all of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The role of a good leader is not to give greatness to human beings, but to help them extract the greatness they already have inside. I invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. P.B. Patil, in charge Pro Vice Chancellor, Punyashlok Ahilya Devi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur, to inaugurate the function and for inaugural address.
Namaskar, good morning. For the inaugural function of the conference, Principal Dr. A.B. Shingade sir, Bharat Mahavidyalaya Jeur, convener of the conference, keynote speakers, resource persons, organizing committee members, faculty members, and participants. And I appreciate, I congratulate the convener and team for organizing such a one-day multidisciplinary international e-conference on the modern research in science, social science, and language. And I'm very much delighted to be here for the inaugural function of this multidisciplinary e-conference. We all know that the reputation as well as the grading of any institutions or the university or the college, it mostly depends upon the activities like today you are organizing the international conference on the multidisciplinary area, that is pure science, science and the language. So all of us know that the higher education in India is in tribunal mode of the transition. The important new trends have been emerging. Society and other stakeholders have been expecting more and more innovative synergies of learning and knowledge from us, because these are the stakeholders, and these expectations from the stakeholders are the worth. Because being a researcher or the teachers or the faculty members, so we are a very important part of the chain of the teaching learning processes, and we need during these days we need a we have to play a crucial role in the today's scenario. Under these circumstances, the today's conference, that is one day international multidisciplinary e-conference on modern research, science, social science, and language, is an apt and it carries great significance during the present times, no doubt. I congratulate the principal of the college, Dr. A.B. Shingade sir, convener, organizing members for organizing such a conference and selecting such a thrust area for the discussions. And surely these particular areas or the subjects will give you new dimensions to the particular area. So as far as today's scenario is concerned, the present research activities are concerned with the knowledge-based value-added development in the area of you are selected as pure science, social science, and the language, and it's very important. Now, regarding to this, so we have to think the many things, that is globalization of our higher education in India, as well as what is the current status of the research in the India or the present scenario of the India for global higher education. So truly we can speak, we can say, so that is Indian higher education, maybe UG or the PG or post PG like PhD or postdoctoral, it is not globalized. Means our education system is not attracted the global students for higher education in India for the research and educations. So only that is only the students from the few countries, Asian countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, then some South African students, they are taking the admission to Indian universities. Okay, but from the developed countries, the percentage is very, very less. It is a negligible percentage. And what are the reasons behind that? That basically there are the number of challenges behind the higher education in India. So there is basically 6 challenges are there. And you know that National Assessment Accreditation System, that is NAC. Okay, so they are preparing their formats according to which, and they're planning to get the students from the developed countries. The first challenge in higher education in India, it is the access. That is, access it is measured in terms of the gross enrollment ratio, that is GR. That is the students from the age group of 18 to 23. That is, they have attracted to the higher education. So what is the percentage of the India? So just we are expecting our GR. Recently, Government of India in November 2020, they have introduced National Education Policy 2020. And in that, they have expected or proposed the GR of our higher education is 50%. But what is the present status? The present status, the GR of India is only 32%. And we have to approach up to 2050, there is 18% GR we have to achieve. And so this is a first challenge, the access that we have to give the opportunity to the students to enroll into the higher education. Then equity. So government providing the various fellowships for for after inclusive policy. So these are the things. Again, but the students from the poor background, they are not taking admission or they are not coming into the flow or chain in the higher educations. Then third, the main challenge in Indian higher education and research is the quality. So that is what is the quality? That is basically quality of the higher education. It not measured in terms of the how many certificates you have given. So the quality it is measured in terms of the how is the outcome of the institutes, quality of the institutes, and it is measured in terms of the ranking. And in that internationally, there is no single university or institution from India. It is in the 100 below 100. It is called a Q ranking. And you know that we compare our neighbor China. China having six universities in the 100 rank. But so apart less, as far as our India is concerned, there is no university or institute is not below the 100 rank. Okay, and according to the NAC, because the our quality, it is quality of higher education is judged by the system that is autonomous body, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Okay, it is situated at Bangalore, and according to the recent data, only 30% universities and 45% colleges having the accredited by the NAC A grade. Means the quality is very important, and we have to lot of scope to enhance the quality in terms of higher education and the research. Then the fourth challenge uh, before the higher education in India, it is the infrastructures. So we are lagging the inadequate infrastructures. Many colleges, many universities, due to the fund, so they are lagging the infrastructure. They don't having the very good connectivity, ICT facility, internet labs, computers like that, and also a few of the institutes or colleges, they don't have the hostel facilities to attract the global students. Another important thing that we are discussing on various platforms, the faculty positions. The faculty positions from the university as well as the colleges, many faculty positions are vacant. And how we can expect the quality without the faculty? Okay. Without faculty, it is not possible to think about the quality of the education. Means how we can maintain the quality of higher education without the faculty. And the next, that is last challenge behind, as far as this conference is concerned, and today's topic is concerned, there is globalization of higher education, research and innovation. So generally, the research outcome of every country is measured in terms of the patents or how many technologies are transferred to the industries. So our percent is very less. As per the recent data of the AICA, so our publication output, it is only 3%, 3.5% is the publication output. That is journals or the patents or other things as compared to the globe. So there are many reasons are there. Basically, our scientists, they are publishing very good kind of the research data, but they are not aware of about the protection of their research. So the patents are very important. So that I urge in on this platform the researchers present here to protect your research in terms of the IPRs, maybe a patent, maybe a copyright, maybe a design or the trademark, and then only it's possible to get. Basically, so publishing the paper, it is not right way. So you have to first protect. First file your invention. If you mean you have to invent, then you file the patent, and then you can publish. These are basically three steps in the patents or the IPRs. Okay. Basically, you're not getting money from the patent, but so it will protect the intellectual of the human being as well as the wealth of our country. So that because it has some commercial values, so that we have to first protect our IPR. First, you have to file your patent or the IPR, and then you can publish your research data or good data. So these are basically the challenges behind the higher education in India, academics or the research purpose. So we have to think seriously in that directions. For that purpose, to overcome these things and to attract the students from the developed country, recently, Government of India has introduced National Education Policy 2020, and in that also they have mentioned that the importance of the multidisciplinary research, multidisciplinary approach, and as far as our Solapur University is concerned, Puneshilok Adolka Solapur is concerned, the university has the in true spirit they have started these trust-based credit system, and so we have urged the peoples to add the open elective courses, internship, and these open courses, internship. So these are the part of as well as skill courses. These are part of the national education policy. And today's the topic you are considering the multidisciplinary. So it is analogous to the national education policy. I am hopeful that the deliberations in today's conference will prove useful for further study for the research students. They are doing research in this area of the social science, pure science, and the language. Surely it will open the new dimension, give the new dimension to the topic, and surely it will contribute not only to the college, but it will contribute to constructive development of our institution, our university, and our country. Okay. At the end, let me thank the organizers for inviting me for this inaugural function of this one-day multidisciplinary international e-conference on modern research in science, social science, and language. Thank you very much once again, and best wishes for the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspirational thought about the modern research, challenges of the modern research in various faculties, and quality of the research. I am very much thankful to you, sir. We are eager to listen the speech of the keynote addresser, Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, sir. I invite Dr. Saptarshi, sir. Before I introduce in brief keynote addresser, Dr. Saptarshi, sir. Dr. Praveen Ganesh Saptarshi, sir, the present position of Saptarshi, sir. Professor Emerit Sustainability Management, Indian Institute of Cost and Management Studies and Research, Pune. Visiting Professor, Salisbury University, Maryland, United States of America. Coordinator, Study of Abroad course in India, Salisbury University. And position held by Saptarshi, sir, the Professor Emeritus, Department of Environmental Science, Savitribai Phule University, Pune. Professor and Head, Depth of Environmental Science, Department of University of Pune. Head, Postgraduate Department of Geography, SP College, Pune. He has around 40 years of teaching experience. He has extensively published and has almost 154 plus, that is 107 international and 47 in national research publication. To his credit, he has completed 27 research projects funded by various national funding agencies. 51 students have successfully completed their PhD under his able guidance. As an outstanding researcher, he has delivered more than 100 invited talks, keynote address, and speeches in many conferences. Organization of 70 conferences, seminars, workshops, and refresher courses. 2 research volumes and 14 textbooks published. Editor of 5 research journals. He has experience of working as a expert member of various university statutory bodies. He has lot of experience of university administration. Professor Saptarshi sir has visited to foreign countries more than 50 times for academic purpose. He was awarded as the best teacher by University of Pune, Pune Municipal Corporation and Bharatiya Jain Sangatna Pune. His significant contribution in community development right from young age to date. Qualities of leadership and ability to rise to the occasion have been proved many times. He has consistently shown his talent for facing the various awards and fellowships. Thus, I can conclude the brief introduction and I invite eminent personality, Honorable Dr. Praveen Saptarshi sir, for the keynote speech on modern research in social science, science and languages. Please,
Thank you.
Honorable Saptarshi sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Dalvi, for kind words. I really feel highly honored to be with you in this morning. Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Punyashlok Ahilya Devi, Punyashlok Ahilya Devi Holkar University, Solapur, Professor Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. V.B. Patil, then Principal Dr. A.B. Shingare, Jeur, and another principal from Karmala, Dr. L.B. Patil, my young friend Arvind Dalvi from your college, Dr. Kokate and Dalvi sir, Dr. Atul, and also the my colleagues from abroad, the resource persons like Dr. Alak Paul from Bangladesh, then Dr. Atul Lakde from your university, then Dr. Sambhaji Shinde from Shivaji University, and so many young friends and scholars from the various fields like science and technology, languages, and also social sciences. It is indeed the college must be congratulated for organizing such a seminar, such a conference, which invited the scholars from various fields. This in developed countries, it is called as cafeteria approach. Means if you go into any cafe, you can order for tea or coffee, filter coffee, or anything, or vada or idli, anything you can order. So similarly, such cafeteria approach should be there in our universities, as the Pro Vice Chancellor has put some challenges. He has spoken about some challenges. Then we can definitely overcome the challenge of getting the students from abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic is very good, and modern research in science and
social sciences and languages in developed countries um, are different from those in India. But I will speak about the um, the development of knowledge and higher education with Indian bias. Of course, there may be comparison with the things with developed countries. At the outset, I would like to state that don't worry about the what is going on there in United States of America or Europe or Australia, because their culture is different. Here we are lagging the infrastructure, as Pro Vice Chancellor has clearly mentioned, and we are lagging also faculty. Mm, I will just quote one example that I was invited in um, the United States for conducting one course, some 4 credit course, and 16 students have attended that course and they have completed that course. But for that purpose, they have spent they have spent $1 lakh for my travel, my wife's travel, my salary, and so on. Next year, they said that, oh, you are so popular, the students, the number has exceeded 20, so your salary can be increased. And immediately, in 1 second, I replied them that there should be, instead of increasing my salary, you decrease the fee of the students. So this is Indian attitude. And this is not a commercial attitude. This is a welfare attitude. This is attitude developed through the inclusive approach in education. So this is important. And that's why we are something unique. So even that vice chancellor of that university at the time of welcome, he actually, there were tears in his eyes, and he told that such a person from India. I said that I'm not a unique person in India. Any Indian teacher will have the same attitude, because our culture is based on sharing, not on privacy. So it is not um, um, it is not something different from you. It is just like you only, and our culture is mainly based on the uh, sharing. Another point I would like to tell all educated persons and the scholars who are engaged in the higher education, imparting higher education. Dear friends, remember how you are educated when till 7th standard or 10th standard. And you are also coming from a rural area like me. And we got that training of primary education from Jilla Parishad schools. This is something they like a revenue distribution, as our Prime Minister says. It is not revenue distribution, it is the prime prime concern of the government of India, which has adopted a policy of welfare state. Ours is not a capitalist state. Ours is not a socialist state or communist. We are not communist. We observe the middle path, and we also adopt the welfare state. See, today there is great discussion is going on in Supreme Court, and we should also say our say to that particular problem, that welfare state is essential, and we are the product of welfare uh, policies in education, and this policy should be continued, and we should be uh, bent upon this kind of welfare policies and inclusive educational policy, and this is not given in new education policy. So new education policy says that there should be one single college or single school in a district. So this is again developing something exclusiveness in what is that? The potential excellence, college for potential excellence. This is all lip services. There is no excellence. um, uh, they don't want to share excellence with all the students, and uh, those who are committed to society will agree with me that the uh, inclusive education is essential. Coming to the modern science and technology, there are physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, soil sciences, then water quality analysis, environmental science, microbiology. All these subjects are taught at higher education in all the universities in India. And I think that they should come out and find out this societal solution through their knowledge. For example, how nanotechnology can be useful for the farmers, how nanotechnology can be useful in pharmaceutical production so that the cost of production will be reduced. So how we can develop the soft technology for the uh, production of blue green algae, and the college at Jeur, maybe it is arts, commerce, science college, but even the commerce and arts students should be attracted to produce the uh, blue-green algae, and they can also give it to the farmers. So technology part is very simple and crucial, no doubt about that. The science teachers or science students should see that technological part, and then they uh, there should be conscientization amongst the farmers. Instead of purchasing urea sopala, you should go for the blue green algae, or how the composting can be um, enhanced, the speed of composting can be enhanced. So don't go for big shredding machine and the composting will be. No, you can have a microbial solution for that. For example, how effective microorganisms, useful micro consortium of the useful microorganisms can work well in cleaning the gutters or sewage in your village. So such simple and appropriate technologies can be developed at college level, and that knowledge can be given to the mass level, so that anybody, that solution will be provided by Jeur College or Karmala College, and people can develop that solution. Now, most of the corporates who are producing the organic manure, they they use it, they produce it in such a way that their reproductive capacity is uh, seized, or it is sealed, and that's why the farmer cannot have the growth of microbes in their field. But we can give them some kind of such solutions which can give their soil fertile, and even soil pollution can be avoided. So such things should be, botanists or zoologists or entomologists can study about the um, the aphids. Aphids is a problem in your tehsil, in Karmala tehsil. I know it. So what are the plants which can attract aphids? And then you can use some flowering plants in the natural vegetation so that they can attract aphids, and then you can develop some kind of biocontrol on this, so that you can say that our village is free from pesticide. Our college campus should be free from pesticide. Our college campus should be free from chemical um, fertilizer. So such small things matter much for the society. And that's why if this kind of research is documented in your paper will be on par with international standard. If you go through the international journal, you can see that their experiences are there. For example, my experience of the cow based on milk animal based on the subabul, entire subabul for 2-3 years, and I have documented it, and the paper was considered as of international standard. So this experience, and then I have the science students or science scholars or teachers should also append their research so that whether it can be it can have societal relevance or not. So I said that now the milk production shows that it is not the milk production. Operation White Flood is not for rural development, but it is for the urban development. It is for the development of the corporate, providing market for goli paint or concentrate feed or for fertilizers and so forth. So this uh, I have uh, struck this issue and found out how subabul can be grown in drought-prone area, and that can provide the proteinous fodder to the milch animals. And then the cost of milk, the 50-60% of the cost of milk is circulated in rural area, then and then only the dairy activity can be the instrumental for rural development. So my dear friends, you should have such multidisciplinary approach. So application of your knowledge with social commitment is essential. And the research in social science should be embracing the social, economic, and political issues. Don't be shy about telling the something wrong mm, policies adopted by the local leader. It is very easy to criticize the big CM or PM or any minister from Delhi, but it is very difficult to say something about the your leader in Jeur or in Karmala. But be bold to say like this. First of all, so this then and then only you will try to learn what are the issues of the local people, and uh, this can be. And another thing is that how democratic values have been ruined by the local leaders through money, through muscle power, through money power, and who will stand against this? So you should stand against this. You should study about this and make this knowledge open for masses. Let them take the decision. I don't think that you should become MLAs or Sabhapati or this, but as an academician, you should give some knowledge. Language, and there are so many social sciences can be with the crunch of time. I will just finish that there are so many things about which the modern social scientist can say about the what is happening today, like how democratic values are being, how politics is not without politics without ethics has what is happening due to what will be the impact of politics without ethics. Then you should try to take up such research projects. Even languages people, they should not say that we don't have nothing to do, we don't have anything to say about the local things, because language is the reflection of local culture, and therefore you should enhance your local language by incorporating the social issues, the scientific issue, the scientific knowledge, and then only simple thing. Because I visited one program of the Grameen Marathi Sammelan, and in that some person from Shivaji University got the award because he wrote these scientific things in Marathi. So in vernacular language, how scientific knowledge can be imparted to the masses in vernacular language. So this is really a great task. And if you take such task, your research can also be, even those who have done research in Gondi language, or some have developed the script for, or they have just, so such people, even tribal languages, those who are studying the tribal languages, they have their publications at international level. So it is the academic quality of any research can be improved with the uh, development of soft technology which can easily be adopted by society, development of, or giving the knowledge, scientific knowledge to the society. The linguistic problems can be resolved uh, if you adopt this approach. So with these words, I wish uh, great luck to the young scholars to take up such kind of research work. And if they have any problem, mm, please don't be shy to contact me. So you can contact me at any time. I will be trying to help you out. So with these words, again, with best wishes and great luck to my young friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for very informative and excellent keynote speech about the modern research in science, social science, and languages. The current issues related to the modern research in all faculties are being addressed in the speech. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I would like to invite today's president of the inaugural function, Honorable Principal Dr. L.B. Patil, sir, Yashwantrao Chauhan Mahavidyalaya Karmala, for presidential speech.
Yes. Hello.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir. Honorable Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, sir, the keynote speaker of the today's international conference, Professor Dr. V.B. Patil, sir, the Pro Chancellor of our university, Dr. A.B. Shingade, sir, the principal of Jeur College, Dr. R.V. Patil, IPC coordinator of the Jeur College, Dr. Atul Paul, Dr. Dalvi, Dr. Kokate, all resource persons, and all the participants. Now, first of all, I congratulate such a small college, Jeur College, and all stakeholders for organizing such a type of international conference. And I wish a grand success for today's international conference on modern research in science, social science, and languages. I see here some around 150 participants are there. So this is the fruitfulness of the conference. So our Honorable Pro Vice Chancellors have presented the overview of today's research and some problems and he highlighted some shortcomings of the research. Definitely, we will overcome of these shortcomings. Another thing is that while I was listening Dr. Saptarshi, at that time, his very valuable advice is also noteworthy because, first of all, he said that we should have a positive approach as he has given an example what happened in America and he just offered that honorarium to the students. This is the positive attitude, and this positive attitude is the characteristics of the Indian people. Apart from that, Dr. Saptarshi's opinion that we are the welfare state, and we should not forget that we are the welfare state, and our policies and priorities should be for the ordinary and common people. Nowadays, I think we are losing or we are going away for this our opinion. I congratulate Dr. Saptarshi and I appreciate your such a type of opinion. Another, the research in nanotechnology for this increasing population in India is very important, and nanotechnology will save us not only in agriculture, in also medical field also. Uh, I one more thing he has given here that local problems should be solved at the local level, and this is the local solution, and this is also a research. This is very interesting thing that local problem and local research and local solution for that. This younger researcher should keep all these things in the mind, and his advice is also valuable for the reducing the cost of production is very important as is given the example of the milk. And one more thing, everybody should keep in mind that he has assured all of you to uh, contact him and he will help you. Now, for today's international conference, there are very important two words are there: the modern and research. The term modern denotes the contemporary or up to date or recent. Or moreover, the modern term also denotes what we have happened or what has been happened during the last 10 years. Generally, the term modern is considered as opposite to the tradition or the switch to the tradition. Another term we have for today's conference is research. Now, modern and research. The research means the systematic, rigorous investigation, as Dr. Arvind Dalvi has cited, the systematic investigation of a situation or a problem in order to generate a new knowledge or validate existing knowledge. That is, the research is basically designed to develop, to contribute, and in the existing body of the knowledge. In this way, the modern research enables our researchers, scholars, and students to listen, to learn, to act on the insights gleaned from the modern channels. With the modern research, our readers and students can improve knowledge and mitigate risk by leveraging actionable insights derived from a real-time voice of the reader conversations by using artificial intelligence. Our readers can serve time, as Dr. Saptarshi has said, they can save the time with automated alerts and insights customized by the education. They can also manage risk by productively detecting and managing the crisis. Modern research has played a significant role in solving life's mysteries and has paradoxically sometimes added to them the test tube baby, the human cloning. With the advent of the time, scientists will delve deeper to deliver the landmark research in the many areas, such as discovering the cures for hitherto untreatable diseases and preventing the cyclone before it causes damage. We can visualize technologically innovative energy resources and their futuristic applications like manipulating external environment to sustain life on the moon. The research is an integral part of a human activity and affected by all the factors have bearing on the human beings anyway. However, amid all these advancements, applications it is also critically important to recognize the hurdles in the path of modern day research, as Dr. Saptarshi has quoted, and to find solutions to improve the future research. Modern research is often a team with which, as it is multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary, with which the facilitated by the complementary activities of coordinated groups. Modern research empowers us with the real-time insights on current events, trending events, and brand crises before they become consequential. So we can make the proactive, informed decisions about our own media strategies and tactics. I hope the international conference shall be fruitful for all the participants, and they will keep in mind the advice and the texts given by Dr. Saptarshi. I conclude this session as a president. That's all. I'm thankful to all organizers for giving me an opportunity and honor of chairing the session. Thank you, one and all. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Hello. Hello.
Ravi sir.
Yes. Hello, Ramesh Patil, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh.
Dalvi sir, are you here? Dalvi sir.
Professor Alak Paul is ready.
Okay, sir. Okay, I have concluded this session, wonderful session. The wonderful program has come to an end. Several persons have helped make this inauguration function a successful one. I would like to take this opportunity to express our grateful to all of them. So, first of all, I would like to express our gratitude to Dr. V.B. Patil, who is the IC Pro Vice Chancellor of Punyashlok Ahilyadevi Holkar, Solapur University, Solapur, and who has the inaugurator of this function. Sir has commented on the situation of higher education. Then he said that the challenges, various challenges in higher education and in need of research in science, social science, and languages. Then he has a comment on that the steps of patent. So I am very thankful to Dr. V.B. Patil. Then I would like to very thank to Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, who is a visiting professor of Salisbury University, USA. And his sir has a comment on the culture and attitude of India and USA. He also comments on various policies of education and new policy of education. Again, he said that use of nanotechnology in various fields, and he said that we have to study of local issues. And he has given one example, that is a Subaba. Okay, then he has said that we have to adapt to various approaches, etc. So I would like to very thankful to Dr. Praveen Saptarshi, and then I would like to very thankful to Dr. L.B. Patil, who has given wonderful presidential speech, and he comments on that the two words, that is modern and research. So I'm very thankful to Dr. L.B. Patil, who is the principal of Yashwantara Savan Mahavidyalaya Karmala. Again, I would like to thank our President, Honorable MLA, Shri Narayanaba Patil, then our Principal, Dr. A.B. Shingade, and last but not least, I also thank all the dignitaries, all the participants and the students who have graced this occasion with their presence. So, dear friends and the participants, with the permission of the president of this function, I declare the inaugural function is over. Thank you.
Sure, sure.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Dalvi sir. Dalvi sir. Hello? Hello.
Hello, sir. Wait, within 2 minutes, I will join.
Okay.
Hello, Ramesh sir. Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Yes, sir.
please.
Yes.
Can I start?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, sir.
I think.
Alakpal sir, wait. Alakpal sir, wait. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
At least somebody should introduce you.
I think I can introduce myself, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Praveen sir is here. He can start, sir. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Carry on.
There is sir start.
Oh, so you will
So-
start.
Santosh, start.
1 minute, sir. Someone introduce you, sir. Wait.
Okay. Start. Hello. Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Hello. We are entering the first plenary session
Of this conference. A resource person of this session, Professor Dr. Alak Paul, and chairperson of this session, Dr. Netaji Kukate sir. I welcome to all dignitaries and participants in this session. This session is chaired by the Dr. Netaji Kukate sir, President of Solapur University Teachers Association, SUTA. It's my honor to introduce the resource person, Professor Dr. Alak Paul, Professor Geography and Environmental Studies, University of Chittagong, Bangladesh. His PhD from Durham University, United Kingdom. Alak Paul, Professor of the Department of Geography and Environmental Studies, University of Chittagong, Bangladesh. Received his MSc from Dhaka University, Bangladesh, Geography and Environment in 1999, and PhD from University of Durham, UK, Hill Geography. In 2009, being an empirical geographer, his research and teaching interest spans over public health, society and environment, disaster management, etc. Using mostly qualitative approach, Dr. Paul gives emphasis on the marginalized and stigmatized people to his studies and look at the everyday geographers of various vulnerable people, where he establishes how geographic space or place play a role in reshaping the life of the people or environment. He has over 50 peer-reviewed research publications, including some in top international journals like Applied Geography, PLOS One, Public Health, Exposure and Health, Environment Science and Technology, Coastal Management, Urban Forestry, and Urban Greening, etc. 8 book chapters on different geographic aspects, and 4 authored and or entitled books have been published from both in home and abroad to his credit. Routledge published his co-edited book titled The Geography in Bangladesh, Concept, Methods and Applications in 2019. An authored book titled HIV Public Health in Bangladesh, Stigmatized People, Policy and Place, just been published from Springer
Nature as a Global Perspectives on Health Geography, Geography series. Professor Paul was awarded for various scholarships and fellowships in last 20 years for his teaching and research. He is a member of number of professional organization and research institutes. Now, I would like to invite to Professor Dr. Alok Paul sir or express his view on geographical research in Bangladesh, epistemological search and future trends. Professor Paul sir.
Okay. Thank you for a nice introduction about me. I'm feeling actually shy to hear something like this. I'm a big geographer. Actually, I'm not a big geographer. I'm not a theoretical geographer. I like to work on empirical issues. Basically, I like to work on qualitative methods and particularly on public health. For last few days, actually, I have been suffering from some cough problem and fever. So my tone will not be very clear sometime. I think you will pardon me for this reason. My presentation, can you see my presentation? I think, hello, Santosh?
Yes, yes.
Not clearly seen. So again, you close as here.
Okay, stop presenting.
Stop and open your desktop, your PPT.
Okay, I'm going to, yeah, I'm trying again. So yeah, entire screen. Okay. I think yeah, it now. Santosh?
Sir. Tell me, sir.
Eh?
First,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
1 minute, sir.
So
Okay, sir. See.
So so this is the introduction about me. Here are a lot of good professors of India, from USA. So I feel very honored and happy to be here as the presenter. And I like to give my thanks, show my gratitude to all the organizers for inviting me. So, respected organizers, all professors from different parts of
Paul, sir.
yes,
Paul, sir. Your PPT is not shown, sir.
yeah, I know,
please-
I know. I will show. So, respected all professors from different corners of the world, especially USA, India, all scientists who are actually participating in this program, all participants, researchers, welcome to my presentation. As I just mentioned, I'm Alok Pal, just presenting my presentation from Bangladesh, especially from Chittagong. This is located in the southeast part of Bangladesh. I think you have some idea about Bangladesh. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm not a theoretical geographer. I like to work on empirical issues. So my topic is geographical research in Bangladesh. Here, most of the participants based in India. So I don't have clear idea how it works, how this presentation will work for you. But as the actually conference is based on research, so I just wanted to show how geographical research work is going on, and what are the epistemological issues or ontological issues, and what are the futures of geographical research? I think you understand the title. So, okay, anyway, geography is one of the oldest forms of intellectual inquiry, like some other basic subjects. And this geographical discipline, but geographical inquiry as established as a modern discipline, especially in Europe, particularly in Germany, in the period of 1750. So, and from then, actually, many people ask about geography or geographers or geographical research. uh, they raise many questions about geographical research. So, from the beginning, geography has a permanent identity crisis because what geographers do is complex. For example, when I was a student of geography in Dhaka University, that time many people, many neighbors, many family members asked me what geographers do. What is geography? So when I just try to answer them, geography deals with man and environment in the context of time and space. People say sociology also deals with man and environment. So we have a definitely identity crisis. So most of the fundamental questions, both in physical and human geography, have no single answer. So we have a lot of answers against one question. Geographers have been involved in epistemological, ontological, and methodological debates over the last few decades, which contributed to establish a number of schools of thought in relation to society, environment, space, and time. So what about the condition in Bangladesh? Geography in Bangladesh has been in practice for more than 70 years. And for your information, the oldest university in Bangladesh is Dhaka University, and the Department of Geography in Dhaka University started in about 75 years ago. So the history of geography of Bangladesh is about 70 years. So during this time, the discipline went through a number of changes in thematic focus, course, curriculum, and teaching methods. The theoretical framework that exists within geography, for example, scale, space, and spatial considerations in dealing patterns, relationships, and network, and also frameworks that are borrowed from other disciplines. Uh, uh, Disciplines mean sociology, population science, for example, postmodernism, post-structuralism, political ecology, feminism, sustainable development concepts, hardly anticipated by Bangladeshi geographers in geographical exercise. So the discipline geography in Bangladesh is labeled as geography and environment. As I mentioned earlier, in Bangladesh, the Department of Geography, when it was started in 70 years ago or 75 years about, so that time the departmental name is Geography. But now the name has changed, Geography and Environment. For me, where I was actually, I have been teaching in Chittagong. The departmental name is Geography and Environmental Studies. In somewhere, the name is Geography and Environmental Science. In somewhere, the name is Environment and Geography. So the name level is different in different places. The purpose of the change of name is basically for market-oriented purpose. Most of the students think that, actually, our students think that when they will apply for job, and people will ask, recruiters will ask, where are you from? What's the discipline? And when they will provide their information about their discipline. So they feel shy when they think that they will say only geography. They think that if they say their department, their discipline's name is geography and environment, their possibility of getting job will increase. So different geographical associations actually they actually propose to include environment with the leveling in geography. So it is actually market-oriented approach. The image of geographers in Bangladesh is not very clear due to its subject duality, diversity, and difficult to understand. I think this situation is quite similar in India as well. I think it is not same in USA, in UK. When I was studying in UK, geography is much honor. Geographers just getting more appreciation from the society. Same thing in Australia, in UK, in Germany, New Zealand, but in our continent, subcontinent, especially in Bangladesh, geographers' image is not very clear. Okay, so why did we actually pursue the study? So what is the context? Actually, we just wanted to know the strengths and weakness of geography discipline in Bangladesh, using the main focus. You just wanted to know the geographical research, how the previous research was undertaken, how the present research is going on, and what are the future trends. That was our motto in this study. So how did we completed the study? Actually, we have two geographical associations in Bangladesh. The first one is Bangladesh Geographical Society, based in Dhaka University, and another one is Bangladesh National Geographical Association, based in Jahangirnagar University, which is just far away, not very much far away from Dhaka. Is just, I think, 30 kilometers away. So we have two associations, and Bangladesh Geographical Society, they published a journal named Oriental Geographer, and the Bangladesh National Geographical Association published another journal, BNGA. So in this research, we actually tried to understand, tried to see how geographers contributed their research in the both journals. And we actually started all the published articles. We counted all the published articles since their beginning. Since there means journals beginning. So the articles were systematically categorized into physical geography, human geography, and mixed geography. And we used a table. You can see in the table 1, branches of geography, and based on Kitchen and Tate 2000. So you can see some branches of geography. For example, in physical geography, climatology, ecology, geomorphology, hydrology, and quaternary environment. Human geography, population, social and cultural geography, economic geography, gender geography, rural geography, medical geography. Now we can say health geography, urban geography, political geography, historical geography, recreational geography. For both physical and human geography, this is environmental studies, hazard and disaster planning and management, agricultural geography, regional geography, development studies, resource geography, etc. So what are the production of physical geography, from physical geography? So basically, in climatology, most of the research is based on monsoon, climatic zones, rainfall variability, water budget, surface temperature variability, and spatial and temporal variability of temperature. In the field of ecology and biogeography, most of the research actually conducted on water quality, especially water pollution, particularly in lakes and rivers. From the biogeographical perspective, vegetation and soil ecology, particularly forest utilization, regional distribution of the vegetation, and ecological impact, land use change, and forest resource, etc. So coast and its adjacent island have been received the most attention in geomorphological research in Bangladesh. And Bangladeshi geographer published little number of publications on hydrology, but paid emphasis on the issue of groundwater. Most papers try to investigate the nature and trend of groundwater level variation in the country. So what about the what other physical geographical knowledge? The discourse of sea level rise, floodplain dynamics, and sedimentation are the main research area in the domain of quaternary environment in Bangladesh. And but there are a lot of lacking of proper equipment and resource personnel are the main key contributing factors to low capacity in the field of physical geography in Bangladesh. For your information, we have many geography departments in Bangladesh. Most of the geography departments are very reluctant in the field of physical geography. So where they feel very easy, they feel very easy for human geography and other mixed geography. So in Bangladesh, I just mentioned earlier that population, social, cultural, economic, gender geography, rural, medical, urban, political, historical, recreational, and transport geography received major attention in human geography. And most of the research on population geography attempts to examine the geographical aspects of human mobility, temporal and areal change of population, and distribution of population growth and development, especially in the urban areas. In social and cultural geography, most of the research actually focused on language distribution, religious pattern, urban space, and social attributes, ethnic groups, house type, and their layout. In economic geography, most papers actually focused on employment and location with the growing emphasis on regional planning. The spatiotemporal aspects of gender inequalities and their implications for gender development have been documented mostly in gender studies. A good number of geographers in Bangladesh made their contribution to rural geography, mostly in their early 60s and 70s on rural economy, such as rural landlessness, agriculture seasonality, unemployment, and the role of rural electrification and rural credit programs for women and rural settlement, etc. And a good number of geographical research in Bangladesh are directly or indirectly related to geographic context with a focus on spatial mobility, distribution of healthcare, and determinants of women access and family planning service or facilities in health geography. But nowadays, people like to work on specific disease. Being a health geographer, I myself like to work on many disease issues. For example, right now I'm working on autism. There's some aspects of autism spectrum disorder, tuberculosis. So something like this. So urban geography is the most vibrating geographic theme among the geographers, both academicians and graduates in Bangladesh. I think this picture is also common in India as well, because urban is very vibrating or dynamic research area. But Bangladeshi geographers have a low contribution in the field of political, recreational, historical, and political research. Geographers in Bangladesh contributed to another domain of geography, which is termed here as mixed geography, both considering both human and physical. For example, environmental studies. disaster management, agriculture, regional development, natural resource management. I think you can understand in environmental studies or disaster management or something like this, you have to consider both um, uh, human perspectives as well as physical setting. So recently, many geographers of Bangladesh have conducted their research in the diversified field of environmental issues, especially EIA, environmental impact assessment. So disaster impact analysis is one of the most practicing research issues in Bangladesh by contemporary geographers. In agriculture geography, most focus actually given on changing land use pattern, and geographers of Bangladesh have little contribution of various issues of regional geography, especially regional planning. A good number of geographical researchers are conducted in different fields of resource geography. So now I like to show about the numbers. So in all numbers, about 19% of the total articles published articles based on physical geography, 47% on human geography, and 34% on mixed geography. So this calculation actually is for last 70 years. And we have calculated, I just mentioned earlier, we have calculated all the articles published in both journals. And we have 2 journals in Bangladesh. So this is the documentation geographical research. So, and what about the research themes and approach? About 92% of the published research is based on geographical published research is based on empirical. Recently, I have included in a project led by a geographer in Melbourne University. So, and I just mentioned them. I'm not a theoretical geographer. We like to work on empirical issues. So, but most of the geographers in the outside Bangladesh, especially in northern hemisphere, so they like to work using theory. So, but Bangladesh, you can see 92% geographical research is based on empirical. And 80% of the published research was based on quantitative, 80%. So we have a very low contribution on qualitative. So this is the picture. You can see the geographical research strands, themes, and approaches. And what about the database and data collection tools? About 43% of research is based on secondary database, and only 38% is primary database. So before independence of Bangladesh, that time actually primary data collection was not easy. Actually, primary data collection approach actually just had been getting popularity after 80s. So nowadays, our students like to work with primary database, just primary data collection. So about 46% of articles are based on statistical data sheet or literature from archives. So this is the picture of geographical database and geographical data collection tools and techniques. So there are a lot of data collection tools we used. Our ancestors or our previous geographers used, or for example, questionnaires, socioeconomic survey, schedule, participatory appraisal, observation, ABCD, interview, case study, literature review. So something like this. I don't want to waste time, so I'm just going to some of these slides. Okay. So what about the data analysis? Most of the researchers prefer to use statistical tools or software in their research. And what about the data for example, CSS. Right now, many geographers, this kind of software programming have been using by some geographers, and some geographers are using GIS, remote sensing tools in their research. Some geographers like me are using qualitative methods. So what about the geographical location where they studied? Most of the geographers in the primary stage used the whole country, Bangladesh or East Pakistan, before 1971. So they actually covered the whole country as their research area. And recently, people are considering Dhaka, the capital, as their research area, and some people are considering some other parts of the country. So this is the calculation shown here. So what are the future trends of geography in Bangladesh? The theme, scope, and dimensions of geographical research change their direction over time. For example, some old branches become ostracized. For example, rural geography. Right now, our students don't like to work on rural geography or agricultural geography. But on the other hand, on the contrary, some branches become very popular. For example, urban geography, health geography. So during the last decade, there has been remarkable growth of interest in the field of urban, disaster, and environmental issues. I think this situation is quite similar in India as well, in South Asia. So a significant number of researchers are getting interested to conduct ecological studies. So environmental health, ecosystem service, etc., will be a popular attraction to the potential researcher. Although a good number of research in physical geography is conducted in the field of geomorphology, but the potential of this subfield is not very good because of manpower shortage. Most contemporary researchers in human geography, conduct their research on urban geography, population geography, and economic issues. Rural and historical geographic descriptions are the main focus in the past. But right now the trend has been decreased. The dominant contemporary researchers in mixed geography are on the environment, disaster, and resource. The revolution of urban research starts in the decade of 1990s, especially at Dhaka University under the leadership of Professor Nazrul Islam, who is a very renowned urban geographer. Recently, me and Professor Nazrul Islam have edited a book on different issues of geographical research in Bangla. So Professor Nazrul Islam, he is the pioneer in urban research. So the geographic paradigm is being shifted to disaster and environmental issues. I think this situation is also similar in India. So land use survey still has the popularity as an independent practical field in Bangladesh, but the use of remote sensing and GIS take the place as a survey technique instead of cartography. For remote sensing and GIS, I think India is far ahead than Bangladesh. Many professors are actually doing good research in India in the field of remote sensing and GIS. So, but in Bangladesh, the number is very limited. Geographers deploy a range of different tools and techniques in their geospatial investigation. In the quantitative approach, questionnaire becomes the popular data collection, and use of statistics become the analysis techniques in geographic investigation. Global influence and more microclimatic, microgeographic research influence the spatiotemporal research in Bangladesh. From a philosophical point of view, it can be said that most of the geographical research done by academicians and postgraduates in Bangladesh follows a positivist philosophy using quantitative methods. But in my case, for my side, I like to use social interactionist approach because I'm very much used to with qualitative methods. So, but most of the researchers in Bangladesh like to use quantitative methods, which is actually related to positive philosophy. So despite having these limitations and identity crisis of the discipline, many fundamental kinds of research such as urban planning, land utilization, environmental awareness, disaster risk management, climate change control are taking place by geographers in Bangladesh, which can be considered as a vital work for the country. So there are some references actually we used in our research. So that's all from my side. Thank you for your uh, patience and attention. I like to thank you all the audiences for your patience and nice attention. And again, I like to thanks for inviting me as a resource person. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for a very informative and excellent speech on geographical research in Bangladesh. Thank you once again, sir. Now I will invite Professor Dr. Netaji Pukate, sir, for presidential remarks. Dr. Pukate, sir.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. A very good afternoon to all of you. The resource person of the session, Professor Alak Fall, all the organizers and participants. On behalf of International Online Conference on Modern Research in Science, Social Science, and Languages, organized by Bharat Mahavidyalaya, Jeur, Maharashtra, I'm very happy to share my views as the chairperson of this first plenary session. At the outset, I must say that the session was highly fruitful, enlightening, innovative, inspiring, and informative. Professor Dr. Alak Fall told us minute details and innovative techniques regarding geographical research in Bangladesh as well as India. Definitely, we enjoy very thought-provoking academic feast. You all of know that India, home of the world's earliest civilization, has a long-standing intellectual tradition. The geographical studies in India began with the dawn of Indian civilization in ancient times. Occupying a strategic location in Asia, Indian history is at the crossroads of cultures from China to Europe. Now, geography has acquired new functions in the context of national development, expansion of educational system, and planning projects. Mapping is now mostly done using GIS software. Mathematical modeling and computer models are increasingly being used in applied geography. Professor Fall has presented very clearly with his PPT. Highly, really, his presentation was very useful. He discussed that how geography is an identity. He also stated the status of geography in Bangladesh and also in India. He also focused on the future trends of geography as well as future trends related to geographical research. I express my sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Alak Fall for delivering very thoughtful talk on the concerned topic. I assure that all the participants will take good initiative in geographical research. I am also thankful to all the organizers, participants, principal of this college for giving me an opportunity to share my views. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Pukate, sir. Now we are starting the second plenary session. The resource persons of this session is Professor Dr. Sambhaji Shinde, Chairman, Board of Studies of Geography and Geology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Chairman of the session, Professor Dr. B.R. Phule, retired principal of Mandesh Mahavidyalaya, Junoni, Taluka Sangola. I heartily welcome to Professor Sinde sir and Professor Phule sir in this second plenary session. And now I invite Professor Dr. Sambhaji Sinde sir for express his view on recent trends in social science research.
Thank you.
Honorable Professor Sinde sir.
Yes, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. First of all, I am very much grateful to all organizers, Bharat Mahavidyalaya, Jeur, Dr. Dalvi sir, chairperson, my friend Dr. Phule sir, and all participants. First of all, I must congratulate to the organizers because they purposefully chose this particular theme, that modern trends in social science research, literature, and contemporary research. And of course, I heard Professor Alok Paul, and he rightly observed certain trends in particularly research. I will just focus on the research that recent or modern trends in social science research, and on the background of new education policy 2020, because from this academic year in India, this NEP 2020 will be implemented. So on the background of that particular thing, we all know that need of social science research, what is science. I will just divide my this particular presentation, and of course this presentation is on the basis of research articles from different research journals, and we all know that ICSSR, they conduct review regarding the trends about this social science research. And we know that basically science is a body of that particular knowledge, and for the convenience of our study or for convenience of our understanding, it is divided or comparted into social sciences, physical sciences, then natural sciences, life sciences, management sciences, etc. And of course, there is always what you say dichotomy between that physical sciences and this particular one. But we all know that the significance of social science research and the role of social scientist is a very crucial one, significant one during this war, during the conflicts, ethnic conflicts, conflicts between these particular tribes. Then, of course, while discussing such particular thing, and we all know that that social science, that is a simply science of society, or it is a key discipline to deal with the aspects of the society relationship among group of people within that particular community. So we know that what is social science, and different disciplines included in that particular social science. But my just broadest sense, or in a very comprehensive manner, that social science is the study of society and the manner in which that people behave and interact with the world around them. And of course, instead of defining it directly, some academicians prefer to identify it by different disciplines covered by that particular social sciences. And while discussing why I am giving such kind of background, while discussing, we must know means the discipline included this particular social science, so that it is easy what kind of research trends are there, and one can then go for the methodology and the scientific analysis and other problems also. And while typically speaking about this particular social science research, we majorly speaking about, of course, economics, sociology, political science, public administration, Even in many university, geography included in that particular field, then demography and some super specialized branches. And while speaking about this particular, say, anthropology, that criminology, archaeology, psychology, even history, and of course law, education, communication, arts, management studies, development studies. Even Alok Paul said, rightly said, that nowadays environment, that is a hot issue everywhere, and even the research in social sciences, that is also moving around this particular environmental studies, library science, and marketing. My point is that there is a very what you say, boundary is blurring between that. Sociobiology is there, neuropsychology is there, behavioral finance also there, and bioeconomics or social medicines. So while speaking about the research trend in social science or social science research, we must know what is social science, what kind of methodologies adopted in the social sciences, and then of course the different disciplines, and with that particular disciplines, on the basis of that specific social science disciplines, as I say, that right from anthropology, education, economics, sociology, psychology, geography, then it is very easy to understand or to highlight the recent trends in that particular research. Because as I say that there are several what you say, review articles, and there are several agencies like Indian Council of Social Science Research. They took review regarding the recent trends of that particular research, and it is very clear. But before that, I congratulate these organizers, because they the what do you say, such kind of training, such kind of conferences, they can help to improve the quality of that particular research, to understand the different pedagogy, to understand the different scientific methods, sources, like that one. But my point is that while speaking about social science research, and to that what do you say, some of the evolving areas of my concern, that contemporary social science research in the what you say, era of data, huge data is there, technologies are there, then what you say, n number of platforms are there, but the deficient knowledge of that particular data, and the various typologies, and how each system that should be handled differently in that particular data analytics, bias, and the sampling errors. Because as a geographer, or we apply even that SPSS package and other that particular packages with the help of statistics, but the selection of that particular appropriate statistical tool, statistical technique, if it is wrongly chosen, then the interpretation and several issues are there. That is a major concern of this particular social science research. And while speaking about that data analytics, that sampling errors, then fixation on that computer outputs, as I say that, then there is a fear of that wrong interpretation of analytical results, then hypothesis test results, and inadequate training of that enumerators, researcher, or that pilot studies are among areas of that increasing concern in this particular research practice. I know this is a general this particular thing, but such kind of what you say, conferences, capacity building methods, workshop, they help to correct that particular errors, and to increase the quality of that social science research. Because there are several problems regarding this particular social science research, right from the behavioral aspect of that particular society. Society itself is a dynamic one, influence of government, influence of that ideology. So there are so many things, like scientific research, like lab research, laboratory research. There are certain limitations in this particular social science research. But while speaking about that particular training, speaking about the application of that particular technology, of course, the studies are among areas of that increasing emphasis on the interdisciplinary. That's why I'm speaking about new education policy 2020 in India. They will that policy will help to reduce that particular discipline, barriers of that particular discipline. We always spoke about interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary, but there is a means there are certain limitations. But with this particular emphasis on that interdisciplinary, or you can say collaborated research, technology aided, empirical research, relatively of that particular shorter this duration, this big data era, because nowadays everywhere on internet, several websites, apps, everywhere there is a data, but that big data era itself is a problem, of course, as well as that quality and the integrity of that particular research reports, and other that attracted the attention of the different researchers, scholars for this contemporary social science research. And my point is that all these dynamics, all these particular dynamics of this particular experience that practitioner or researcher uh, towards sustained production of that particular more focused quality research, problem solving research in this particular social science. And as I say that means while speaking about the trends, no, one can these trends right from the major disciplines like trends of this social science research from economics, from geography, from sociology. And while speaking about this particular social scientist and their domains and object analysis has led certain issues moving into the that particular what you say the newly emerged disciplines of major trends. If you observe the research papers from journals and other that particular agencies, there is a lion's share of papers regarding the development studies, regarding the gender studies, regarding the urban studies, and of course the environment, maybe right from climate change, global warming, their effects on that society, migration, so many things are there. So my concern is that the majority of the recent trends, particular research, they are from either development studies, their impact on the environment and vice versa, then of course gender studies, then urban studies, because that is also expanding, and of course application of technologies, application of that statistical techniques, application of mathematical knowledge, etc. And while speaking about this particular in the field of economics, they are also part and parcel of that policy oriented studies, because certain government scheme and their impact analysis like that one, but they are focusing on the labor economics, they are focusing on the environmental economics, then rural development, what Alok Paul said rightly, that that also the focus area of this particular social science research, that rural development, then urban, then the policy oriented studies, liberalization, and of course what you say international that sustainable development goals, and to achieve that particular goals, several research they are focusing on this particular one. And of course that macro sectoral analysis, then that global economy framework. So these are the general trends in this particular economics. And of course in the environment, as I say that that economics of disaster management, then the environmental economics, then different research like of course how to measure that particular poverty, environment, and the degradation of that common property resources, especially water, land, forest, as well as appropriate institutional mechanism to prevent such degradation. Institutional mechanism, right, for what you say, UNESCO environment program, then Kyoto protocol, several that particular efforts. So these are also again the recent trends or contemporary research in this particular social sciences. And of course, as I say that the development of that particular education policies, educational changes, then the of course health, because of this COVID-19 pandemic, their impact, and number of papers related to that particular health infrastructure and their the problems like that one. And of course, while speaking about this particular historical studies also, they are also like suburban or subaltern history of downtown people. They are gaining international repute in research papers and in this particular recent years. Scholars, they historical studies have creatively that subaltern history studies with Dalit, cultural studies, then power, then dominance and resistance remain popular throughout this particular recent 2 decades or 20 years, 20 to 25 years. Then, of course, in political science, while speaking about this particular, because geopolitics is there, then international trade, commerce, then their policies, then that World Trade Organization, their policies, and that research on the nation state that has got significance or gain the momentum and analytical focus in the political science. And of course, they are also studying that citizens, then migration, refugees, their problems, migrants, democracy, and elections, that terrorism and their role of religion in politics, and other several this one. And of course, in sociology, the social behavior, gender studies, aging problems, especially in the developed countries, aging studies, aging problems, they are focusing on that particular thing. And while speaking about this geography and other particular, the major focus on, of course, application of advanced technology like this geoinformatics, remote sensing, GIS, GPS, then of course the water management studies, environment related issues, disaster management related. And as I say that this is a big data era, so enough data is available. Only thing is that with the help of proper training, with the help of proper application of methodology, you will get quality research. But there is a mismatch, and for that particular purpose we need such kind of training, such kind of interaction, such kind of discussion about that particular thing. While speaking about this particular, as I say, the problems and this particular, while speaking about the problems of this particular, what do you say, social science research, because research in sciences, research in physical sciences, there is a formula, there is a control methodology. But in case of social sciences, of course, there are several problems. We all know about this particular, like problems of several concepts is there. Then, of course, complexity of that particular social data, then the form of that particular data, privacy, and of course the complexity, then interpreting that particular relationship between cause and effect relationship between this particular, and the most important thing, that is a very dynamic or complex nature of that particular social phenomena. There are several dimensions to this particular problem. So the problem of maintaining that objectivity, unpredictability, behavior, behavioralism, then of course verification of that particular inferences, and the method and incapability of that particular through empirical data. Then of course problems of interdisciplinary research. Say simple problem is there, but geographer, economists, sociologists, they can view that particular problem because of their training as a geographer, as a sociologist. So there is a problem of that particular interdisciplinary data, interdisciplinary research like political science, sociology, and other that particular what you say, we cannot draw that particular compartments for each other that particular social science. So these are the general issues, these are the general problems to this particular what you say, social science research. But my point is that with the improvement of this kind of technology, with the availability of lot of data, with the help of such kind of training by ICSS or other agencies, the research or social science research day by day, what you say, improving that particular quality give. And I always said that the role of social scientist is much bigger, because the progress, because of the created by the this particular science research, with the lack of that particular social scientist, can destroy within a few months, like war between Russia and Ukraine and other conflicts in the African continents and like that. That's why the social science research, the social scientist, their role, their methods, they are very vital for the well-being of this particular society. And of course, now the major concern, even in social science research, that is a conflicts between development, environment, and that particular, of course, the disparities between that modern developed world, developing world, less developed world. So these are the what you say, major areas, because of this particular time limit. Researchers or the research guide, they should focus on these particular hot areas, right from the economy, sociology, geography, or even political science, that public administration research. There are several international platforms, national platform, government agencies. They are providing huge data. They are also providing training. And with the help of that particular availability of data, with the help of that particular thing, one can proceed or give quality research in this particular social science. And last thing, I am not against that particular statistical, but my point is that proper application of methodology. Say there are several techniques like a Likert scale. In my research, there is a nearest neighbor technique. Basically, that technique was devised for to study the association of plants and other that particular thing. But we blindly applied that particular techniques. For example, other particular thing. We applied that Likert scale in management studies and other that particular, even SPSS. So a researcher should apply proper set of that particular methodology, proper statistical tool, with the help of this particular computer, with the help of advanced science and technology, this particular aspect, so that you will get accurate result, and our research in social sciences will be more and more meaningful and scientific one. I think my topic is about recent trends in social science research. I tried what is social science. That is a science of society, and that includes number of branches, even super specialized branches like sociobiology and other that particular things. And on the basis of that ICSSR review, on the basis of research paper in different what you say, journals, right from leading journals all over the world. And it is nowadays it is very easy. If you search that particular e-Pathshala, this particular implement research gate, you will get a lot of information. The thing is that you should validate that particular information, and on the basis of that particular study, the recent trends in that particular social sciences is about gender studies, aging, is about that environment, impact of that particular developmental activities, disaster management, migration, climate change and their impact, international trade policies, international agencies, their role. So I think these are the trends in these particular social sciences. And my concern in the era of data, big data, technology, all that particular thing, there should be proper training, there should be proper what you say, application of such kind of methodology. And with these particular things, our social science research can be what you say, quality research, problem solving research for the betterment of society and for the betterment of our this particular planet. Once again, I am very much thankful to all participants for their patience hearing. Chairperson this Phule sir, my friend Santosh Mane Dalvi sir, and all organizers of Bharat Mahavidyalaya Jeur. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thoughtful speech on recent trends in social science and research. It is more fruitful to all researchers. You guide us properly about the various aspects of the research. Wonderful and very interesting session, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request to Honorable Professor Dr. B.R. Phule, sir, for preside the session. Honorable Dr. Phule, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. First of all, I express my vote of thanks to give me this opportunity to chair this session. And in this session, research person, my friend Sambhaji Shinde, chairman of BOS, has touched various aspects of the research and particularly natural and social components. Basically, geography is an integral science which deals with the study of natural as well as social aspects. Before that, every researcher must have a sense of observation, description, interpretation, analysis, and logical and rational expression about what he has narrated, interpreted. So, scientific and rational scientific that will give some guidelines to the entrepreneurs, innovative and industrious resources of the society. Research in social science cannot be carried out isolatedly in isolated form. Research has to take to consideration the various social and natural aspects which has been focused by the today's research person. He has also focused on various first areas of the research with their tools of the research and sources of data and methodology of the social science research to make it quality research. Role of the social science research is to take the account of interaction of human beings with one another in the which is the outcome of the social and environmental aspects which continuously affect these societies, which is very complex phenomena, and very sincerely a social science researcher has to study in depth considering the all aspects of the society as well as all aspects of the natural phenomena.
Pule sir, you are not audible.
Oh, I think to the left there is some network issue. Hello. Now, thank you, Dr. B.R. Phule sir, for presidential address. Our sir is joined now.
Hello.
Sir. Sir. Yes, sir. Continue.
Yes. So I have expressed my views. Ultimately, I say that ultimate aim of our research efforts must be devoted only for the well-being of the society and human being and the conservation and development of human and natural environment, which are the basis of the human beings and existence of the society. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We are coming to the end of the conference. Cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you, and you give thanks continuously because all things have contributed to your advancement. You should include all things in your gratitude. Let me invite Dr. Atul Lakde, Director of Physical Education and Sport, Yashwantrao Chauhan Mahavidyalaya, Karmala, to deliver the vote of thanks. After the vote of thanks, the national anthem will be played. The conference will be end with the national anthem. Dr. Lakde, sir. Hello. Dr. Atul Lakde, sir. Lakde, sir, please unmute your mic.
Sir.
Sir. Over to you, sir.
So should I start the vote of thanks?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Bharat Mahavidyalaya Jeur, I bring my vote of thanks to all the peoples who have dedicated their efforts, time, resources, and knowledge to make this international conference successful. First, Honorable Professor Dr. V.B. Patil, secondly, Dr. Praveen J. Saptashri for his keynote address, Recent Trends in Science, Beyond and Beyond. Sir, for your and Dr. Lakshman B. Patil, Principal, Yashwantrao Chauhan Mahavidyalaya, Karmala. Sir, I am sincerely applaud your inspired presidential speech. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Moving further, the first session was led by Professor Dr. Findings on the topic Geographical Research in Bangladesh, that is Epistemological Search and Future Trends. The chairman of this session, Dr. Netaji Kokate, IQC Coordinator, College, Temburni. A big thanks to you both. studies. Please. To be hello, are we I also the successful completion of this international educational event. Thank you for the hard work put together as a team. At last, I would like to end my vote of thanks by expressing my sincere gratitude towards Dr. Santosh Mane, IQAC Coordinator, HOD Geography, Samir Gandhi Mahavidyalaya Malshiras, for his technical support and service which led the impact and impression of this international e-conference. Once again, thank you one and all. Over to you, Ravi sir.
Thank you, Lakde sir. Mane sir, are you ready to national anthem?
Yes, sir.
I request all dignitaries and participants are requested to stand for national anthem.
तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल गायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 जय
Thank you. And all. झालं. तिला link टाका लागेल. हा टाकली ना? हो हो.